Well, today I have a nice photograph of this lovely town in Devon called Totnes. It's a magical place actually, but it's got this quite striking this little archway in the high street. And we've got a nice lot of contrast here. I've got this bright colour here, bright sunny day, and I've got the view through the archway, so I've got to try and capture that as well. A little bit of green there. Got some interesting street life as well, some people here, so I'm going to try and get some of that in. It's quite tricky with all this. Well, we've got to get the perspective right. So I've gridded it up like this and done a rough sketch, as you can see here. So I don't want to make it, well, I won't be able to make it photographically accurate, but I want it close enough for people to recognize it and think it's sort of plausible. So as I say, I've sketched it out now with my just a pencil actually, and I've toned the panel as well. This is a 10 by 12 panel, canvas panel, so I'm going to crack on with that. I've laid out my colours, as one of my subscribers was pointed out to me. He's very keen to see that, so I'll just tilt my camera down so you can see the palette I've got on there, my colours, and as you can see I've got let's get me a little pointer, my brush here, got titanium white here, Naples yellow. I don't use very often, but I might do this for a change to make sure I get this nice sandy colour in this archway here. Yellow ochre, lemon yellow, cadmium yellow, ultramarine blue there, a crimson alizarin, and on the darky earth side there, burnt sienna, raw umber, viridian. I don't quite know why I put viridian out, but I've got green I normally use is sap green, so it's good sometimes to ring the changes. So I think I should, where do I, well, the traditional view is you start with your darkest darks, and I think I probably will get going with that. I've got a graduate brush here, bristle brush. Is it bristle? Yes, I think it might be. It's quite soft actually. Never mind, we'll just get some sketching out. So I'm going to get a little bit of, let's readjust my camera to the canvas there. So I've got that now, so I'm going to get a little bit of ultramarine, a little bit of umber, and to make a start. Anyway, this is always the hardest part actually, to dive in. So I think I'm fairly thin mixture. Get this rooftop in here. I haven't got any medium out at the moment, so I'm just going to use the oil which is in the paint, although I think I can still feels a bit slick on this panel actually because of the thinner I put on it, but hopefully that will dry. And if I do it fairly thinly, I can and then go over with thicker paint or lift some off. It'll be easier then. And we've got our tree there. That's quite dark. But we've got these windows in here. Got one there. A little bit of shade on that building coming down. These aren't my final colours, of course. We'll get to that. But this will give me some sort of little pointer or something to judge things against. My darks there, this roof line. So if I squint my eyes and just go for the darks now rather than think of the actual line at the moment, just see them as shapes. Let's see, I've got this building in here, window here. This lovely little piece on top of this archway. Right, we've got windows up here as well. Some of these are very, very ancient old buildings here. I think I better just block in some of these, or I might get bogged down in the details, which I don't want to do at this point, or will be forever. Some lovely architecture though. And we've got all this overhanging timber. The window there. All along here is shop fronts. I want to try and capture some of the buildings that are through this little archway. And capture some of the people as well. So my vanishing point is up here. This is the pavement. And yes, quite a... I must try and get these details though, I think. overhanging sort of shop areas there, and windows here. And we've got a shop here as well. A shop window there. Doorways. And we've got this wonderful structure here. Really quite a striking feature. So I'm going to do that, and we've got let's put some dark in here to get us started. If you're ever down in Devon, you want to go and have a look at this town, you'll enjoy it. It's such an interesting place with lots of independent shops. That's what I like about it anyway. It's got something nice about it. So we'll get this more accurate as we go. Often the white of the canvas is a bit daunting, strange enough, throws your eye off. Can't get the tonal values until you've killed it a little bit. So that's what I'm doing here. By the time we put in some other colours, it'll look a little bit more like a road. Using a little bit of ochre now. Titanium white, just to block these get some of that colour, little ochre. It's quite bright actually. I must retain that, so I'll paint in a little bit of titanium there right away. In fact, let's go for a bit of that Naples, which you usually use, as the name suggests, where you're in warmer climes, but it's a lovely colour. Yes, we can pretty much use that all the way there. In fact, I think we'll step it up a little bit put in the clock a bit later. Let's get some of this blocked in. And we've got some coming down there. It's a very complicated picture actually, so I think I've got to try and simplify it to some extent anyway. Get some slightly different colours going here. Some umber. Take it down a little bit, put a little bit of blue there. Bit of ochre. Lighten it up a bit. No, that's not right. Let's get some ochre there. Try to keep every section interesting. So we'll put some little dashes of colour in later, which will suggest some tiles, I think. That's what we can do with that. This is just a main blocking in at the moment. Right, now I'm looking at through my camera lens, and this needs to be a bit darker, I think. Little dabs of colour suggest these different tiles, but I shouldn't be fiddling with this at the moment. We've still got lots of blocking in to do. But when you've got a bit of colour on your palette or on your brush, you want to make use of it or look and see where else in your painting it could fit. Now let's clean off this brush. Try and keep my colours fresh. And I need to get something in this face. So I think we'll go with some titanium and some of that Naples yellow. The put in some of the eaves as we go. I'm squinting my eyes now to see if I've got the darks in the right place. Lost my window I put in there originally, but this is the beauty of oil paint. You can always correct an error, no problem at all. Paint over it or wipe it out. Yes, I think we need to bring in, cut that back a bit there. Slightly darker there. And yes, I can see I need a little bit of red, sort of a bit of a pinky colour here, a little bit of raw sienna, burnt sienna with it, a little bit of red, and I think I need to raise this up a little. A little bit of the wall there, a little bit more there. And yes, let's see. I think this needs to be a lot darker and browner. So let's get some ultramarine, not blue. Ultramarine blue. I can make it a little grayer. well, we're getting to get our masses in, which is a good thing. Also, we can suggest our dark area under that archway. The darker colour there. Got to get our darks in. All these lights won't show as they should. Right, now let's have a look. We need, under these eaves, you need to put a nice dark colours. You need a sliver of dark here as well. I think I have to move on to a smaller brush, I think. But before we do that, I think there's some dark overhanging elements like this. Some darks, ultramarine into our burnt sienna. This is wet on wet, alla prima, so it's a little tricky sometimes to lay wet paint over another one. That's another good reason for painting thinly when you kick off, but then just lay it down gently. Keep that line. Windows here. Under that building there. Let's get something in that window, in this face actually. My initial wash is not too far off what I need actually. So let's clean my brush a bit better. we can do that with a little need this a little lighter, so using my Naples yellow, I think I shall be needing more of this. Got to try and keep some straight lines when you're working with architecture. People expect straight lines. Right, okay, we're getting there, slowly. All these paintings go through this, some artists call it the ugly stage. So don't be too alarmed at this stage anyway. You've still got it, some chances to get it right. Now, where else? I need to have slightly darker colour here on this castellation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 little castellation in this gateway. So I'm mixing up a little ultramarine with a bit of burnt sienna. And just stroke them in here. So we've got some in the front of that little structure here. Yes, they're coming, and we've got to get some darks into here as well. assume we need to go on to a smaller brush. So I've got some more control over these. Plus we've got to get a window in here. Got to make this much darker here. Try and put some more detail, I think, in it here a little bit later. Yes, we've got some windows here. These shops. I've got to deal with this building too later. These are just, again, still mapping it out really. And we could get some grayer, not white, but we'll be putting highlights of white in later. But let's get some grey going. So I've got some ultramarine, titanium white. Oop, got that. Few more architectural elements here now. We're getting some of these windows need to be laid in. Some just blocking in a little bit there. Got to tidy up in a lot of these things with a finer brush, smaller brush, so I can describe more architecturally. I'm going to get I think we need a smaller brush. Yes, I think I'm trying to cover too much with this big one. Although it's good to stay with as big a brush as you can for a little while anyway. Otherwise you get too fussy. Start fiddling with the details before you've got the real shapes done. I think I need to make sure our eye goes right up into the arch there. And I'm squinting down. I think I need to lay that pavement in a bit better. It goes up there. It needs to be a lot darker. So mixing my darks, I use ultramarine blue and burnt sienna. And just to change the tone, sometimes even put a little bit of red in it. So this needs to be a lot darker. I'll put some yellow parking restriction lines up here as we go a little bit later. So that helps take your eye in anyway. Yes, I think much darker here. I want this dark to contrast with the brightness of the archway there. Just using this big brush just to, so I'm squinting my eyes and can see that this needs this dark area. Then the pavement I can have a different tone, slightly lighter, so I can put some titanium with it. Same this side. And up under there we've got some light coming through. I need some more white there. We've got some windows here we need to put in, and got one here as well. And here quite a lot of white. these shop windows here. I want this face here to contrast a little bit with that one there. So I've got a much lighter colour there. Alrighty. Right, let's it's not quite the colour it is in my picture, but I think I'll deal with that. Let's get a bit of red, a little bit of Naples, a little bit of ochre. See what we get. Yes, that's much better. And that is here. Yes, that was the colour. So that was red, Naples and ochre. Makes a nice colour there. Again, I got to put it on very gently. Or it disturbs all the colour underneath. So we can leave that for the moment. It's quite a steep perspective there. And I've got to deal with, yes, I can see a nice blue here. So let me get a little bit of blue and some ultramarine. Which is just along all these walls here. Gonna have to deal with that. What do I do with that window? Right. I think it's time we went on to a smaller brush. Really. Gonna make these. Oh, I've got a tree coming in here, haven't I? Let's do that while I've got a bit of green. This is my sap green. And just actually, I think it comes over here. Yes, I think we can do that. Let's mix a bit of our viridian with our sap. Just see what we get. Yes, I think we can bring it down a little bit over here. Bit of viridian and sap. Yes, I think we should leave that. I think my road is a little bit blue. It shouldn't be like that. But I've got to do something with this window here. I'm going to change this somewhat. Actually, it looks like I've made a few amendments to my reference here. But you can do that with a painting. It's perfectly acceptable to do that. After all, it's a painting you're doing. It's not a photographic accuracy. I've got to get some. Oh yes, I think we need a smaller brush. Let's get on to smaller brushes now. It's time to get some detail. You can see I need to put a window in here. A couple of windows actually. One up there and a little one there. A line across here. Do something about what we see through the arch. Tighten up on these windows I've got here. Yes, but I think got to keep that line through there. Let's just get a small brush. Yeah, I think I have to tighten up on this too. It's not reading like a good window. So I'm going on now to a much smaller brush. You see a little round one. I can't see the number on this. Never mind, quite small though. So let's get some thing going for a nice windows. Tighten up on this detail. There, and also there's an arch in there. You can see that. And we've got to put right, let's get that window in. It's quite a steep perspective. Got to get that right. I think we need some real dark. There. Got lots and lots of details to do, really. I think we need some more dark in here. I think this probably needs to be a little steeper perspective there. Got to try and get some shadows in as well. That always helps. But we haven't got the window laid in. I've got some Payne's grey somewhere. Let me see if I can use that. What have I got here? Or no, I think what I'll do, I really need some black. I very rarely use black, but I'm going to today. I'm going to bite the bullet, but mix it with some white and brown, so it's not too black. Right, let's see what we can do with yes, I think I've got something here. I've got them down the side as well. Try and do something on that window. Oh, I can see a lovely shadow as well. I need to work on that, I think. And I haven't really got this laid out right. Yes, we've got to tighten up on that. That's better. Right, we're getting somewhere. Slowly. Some of these windows. Oh, we've got to get a clock in here as well. Well, there is the finished painting of Totnes, the high street in Totnes. I've done quite a lot since the camera battery died. I've put a few figures in the archway, and hopefully some of the buildings or suggestion of the buildings in the background. It's far too much detail to really represent it, but you can see a bit of the sky there. And the same sky here. I use cerulean and titanium white there. And I've been doing quite a lot on this window here. Try and capture that and rearrange this little feature on the top and the clock behind there. Also put in the pendants here, the little flags. There was some little event going on, so I put a few pennants in there, and hopefully your eye is taken through. I put the yellow lines, double yellow lines, stop you parking there, a few awnings here, and a tree here coming into the scene, a little bit of greenery there. But I hope you can sort of catch the idea that there's activity behind there. I suppose I could put another character here in the foreground, but no, I think I'll just leave it the way it is. Done some more work here to try and suggest this overhang that you get in these old timber frame buildings, and a little bit on the castellation there, a little bit more on the surface here, trying to introduce some kind of texture. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. It's just a fairly loose interpretation of Totnes High Street in Devon. If you enjoyed it, please give me a like and consider subscribing to the channel. Just hit the bell button and then you'll be notified when I do more work. So thanks for watching.